of the pack and...
Think about that. Think about that. 38 seconds. And he still crawled his way back. What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video, and today we are wrapping up essentially our coverage from the Spanish Grand Prix. We had the live stream, we had the review, which kept getting taken down by F1, damn them. Happens though, copyright. And of course, the results from the Spanish Grand Prix, which was, I think, one of the most interesting races of the season that we've seen so far. Lots of controversy with Leclerc going down in the Ferrari while storming away from everyone. With Red Bull going 1-2 and Checo having to give up his place. With Lewis Hamilton crashing to Kevin Magnussen early on in the race and then storming back to finish P5. Should have been P4 if it wasn't for the issues that Mercedes have, which I think were very, very interesting, that they were DNF-less right at the end of the race. Both of them, both George Russell and Lewis Hamilton, which, on that note, speaking of them, we are back with another WTF1 video today, taking a look at Mercedes. Is this the turning point for them to sort of come back? Because they had great lap times. Lewis Hamilton had the fastest lap of the race, pretty much all the way up until the second or third, I think it was like 64th or 65th lap, when Checo finally overtook him in that last lap sort of barrage that they had. And Lewis Hamilton stormed back from 19th all the way to the front, to the lead of the race, without any issues really. Like, he did not have many issues overtaking drivers and even passing up the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz like it was nothing. Which makes me think, are Mercedes sort of poised to return to the race in the title picture? Obviously, Red Bull had retaken the Drivers' Championship. Max Verstappen has retaken the Drivers' Championship. The Constructors' title, Red Bull are front and center again. And Ferrari are reeling a little bit. But can Mercedes sneak up to both of them? That's a if I could just add effects. That's what I would add here, because it could be a very, very interesting rest of the season if that Mercedes is finally back and ready to compete. So we're going to take a look at the WTF1 video to see maybe how they feel about it, how they see it, and you guys got to let me know your thoughts on it. Let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video down in the description below at WTF1. Go sub to them as well. Absolutely phenomenal channel.
How the Spanish GP was a massive turning point for Mercedes. It was only a matter of time, wasn't it? I've been saying from the get-go, do not write off Mercedes until they are completely out of sight when it comes to the championship. I know they didn't go and win the Spanish Grand Prix and lost even more points to their rivals, but they took a significant step forward in round 6 of this 22-race season.
I know, that's the only thing. It's only round 6. I remember people were saying Ferrari are going to win the title after round 2. Sorry, after round 3. I take that back, because people were scared Red Bull were going to continue to fail with their reliability issues, but it was really just a fuel issue. Verstappen hadn't finished 2 of the races, and now here we are, 6 rounds down, and Verstappen's won 4 races. Like, that's...
This, but they've been getting a truckload of points most race weeks in a car that hasn't exactly been anywhere near its optimum level.
Exactly.
George Russell is only 36 points off Max Verstappen at the top of the drivers. Hamilton is quite a bit further back, but there is plenty of time left. You just can't write them off yet. You really can't.
And imagine had Hamilton not crashed into Magnussen
of the season to continue his excellent form, and even battled the 2 Red Bulls, which turned out to be for the race lead after Charles Leclerc. Am I able to come to terms with it yet? Come on, Matt, pull yourself together. After Charles Leclerc retired from an easy race win. I now know how you feel, Max fans. It really does hurt, doesn't it? But anyway, this is about Mercedes, and they looked bloody quick this weekend, especially in the hands of Lewis Hamilton. I cannot stress enough how impressive the 7-time champs race was on Sunday. He had that minor collision with Kevin on lap 1, which he was incredibly unlucky to receive a puncture from, and once he'd crawled back to the pits and was back out, he was 38 seconds off the back of the pack, and...
Think about that. Think about that. 38 seconds. And he still crawled his way back. It honestly, it's one of those, like, what is it? What textbook Lewis Hamilton comebacks. Like, and he wanted to retire. He wanted to retire from the race.
And had soft tyres only a couple of laps fresher than the cars out in front. Yeah, he was pretty emotional after his puncture, wanting to potentially retire the
Exactly.
car. And even I sat watching and was like, come on, Lewis, you know that one safety car changes everything. Thing is, we didn't get a safety car, red flag, or anything to help the Mercedes driver. And on pure pace, he still got back up to 4th, which became 5th after the car issue, of course. Mercedes brought a few changes this weekend, including a revised front wing end plate and changes to the floor edge, rear corner and floor body. The big result, at least visually for us watching, was the reduction in porpoising once more.
So if they
there were
fix that
comments
porpoising
from
problem,
both drivers that there was still a bit of bouncing mid-corner, but overall, especially with Hamilton's smile on his face after Friday, you could see they'd taken a step forward. Toto Wolff also said after the race, can we fight for a world championship? You bet we can. Which are pretty ominous words from the Mercedes.
Yeah, I was going to say, wasn't he just a little, earlier in the season saying Mercedes are completely off the plot? I swear he was. The entire mood around Mercedes changed, and I feel like that's something maybe Red Bull and Ferrari should be a little worried about.
Boss who has won 8 constructors titles in a row. I think the reason he says this pretty confidently is the fact that the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya is a track that is extremely car and setup dependent. If you don't have a decent working car, you won't be fast. Hence why there's a big feeling that Mercedes will certainly be in the hunt from here on in. Lando Norris said earlier in the season that Mercedes are the quickest car in slow-speed corners, so maybe, just maybe, Monaco may be a track that suits their car even more. We will have gone from Spain, which is one of the least driver-influenced tracks for lap time, to Monaco, which is one of the most driver-influenced tracks for lap time. You have to have some serious minerals around that track. It should make for an interesting race, or at least qualifying, I suppose. There you have it, how Mercedes are feeling.
Okay, so should we have a predictions video for qualifying of the Monaco Grand Prix? Because they said, what is it, the pole sitter of Spain wins even more often than they do in Monaco. And obviously, while Leclerc, like he said in this video, was an easy shoo-in to win Spain, he would have won Spain had the engine not gone in the Ferrari, which is so shocking. It's so surprising. But then would that have made a more interesting race sort of in the back between the Red Bulls and between Mercedes and even Carlos Sainz, who was charging right at the end? Would that have made the race a bit more interesting had Charles Leclerc just been in the lead the whole time? I think so. I think it would. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are Mercedes back? Will they continue to improve the car? Will they be able to compete for a championship in, say, 10 races from now? Let me know your guys' thoughts on that down in the comments below. Thank you, WTF1, for putting out this video. It actually encapsulates what I was thinking the entire time I was watching the end of that Spanish Grand Prix. All I kept thinking about how impressive was Mercedes. And even I brought up in the live stream, I asked people who was the more impressive driver. George Russell, who held off Max Verstappen for however long, or Lewis Hamilton, who charged through the field to make it back up. So I'll pose that question to you guys as well. Who was more impressive? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And peace.